So it seems that while we started the season not sucking, we might already be on the decline as we've lost 3 in a row. We shouldn't freak out too much. We did beat the Magic, so that's good. We can learn some things in our losing streak, one of which is that the point guard rotation maintains being pretty good. Brandon Knight had himself 2 good games, one against the Raptors and the other against, I don't remember who the other team was. I think it was the Mavericks. Brandon Knight is not some crazy player. Like, he's okay. He got dunked on by DeAndre Jordan. He's made a couple threes in his life. Standard NBA career. But just having someone who can shoot a bit and just do more than Elfrid Payton could, that's okay, man. We should take a look at how Elfrid Payton's doing in Utah. I didn't do that for this video, and I don't feel like going back into 2K and grabbing that footage, even though it would take about 2 minutes to do, but whatever. We're here now. We're going to enjoy each other's company and assume that Elfrid Payton is playing well, but not that well in Utah. But Brandon Knight's doing a good job for us, playing 20-something minutes a game and just making it work as a passer and a shooter. But Patrick Beverley was also pretty alright as well. Beverley is basically Elfrid Payton. I mean, he's not as good of a playmaker, sure. Actually, that was a bad comparison. I should say, defensively, he gives us more than what Payton gave us, and then offensively, like, sure, he's not the playmaker, but just because he's an okay enough three-point shooter, I don't think we really lose anything there. So the point guard by committee is going well. Now, as for some problems we're facing, Jahlil Okafor had a good game against us, and Valanciunas did as well. We are getting beasted on by centers, which kind of makes sense when we look at the personnel of our team, which I will dive into in a moment here. I'm going to take the next 30 seconds, not even 30, like 10 seconds, talk about Jahlil Okafor. I would like to think Okafor can be on an NBA team as a backup 5. Maybe, potentially, I don't know. He'll need good defenders around him to the point where it might not even be worth making those many rotation changes for your backup 5. And against Milwaukee, Giannis just went nuts. So that's... I guess we shouldn't freak out too much about that one. I mean, you could say that having Josh Jackson starting could potentially lead to that performance not happening, but I mean, if Giannis, he's going to be himself, you know? Anyway, let's talk about our big man rotation. Tyson Chandler is our best defensive big, who will probably not be on the team next year, maybe on a minimum contract sort of deal. Dragan Bender, who's been playing the center for us sometimes. I mean, physically, I don't think he can really be a big difference maker around the basket. I think he's better off being like a power forward sort of defender. And Marquise Chris, I mean, he also has to get a bit stronger and just better defensively overall as well. What I'm getting at here is we're probably going to get killed by a few more centers as this season goes along because we just don't have a lot of size up front who can make a difference on defense. Now, I do think Mitchell Robinson can. He's been injured for the past couple of games, so he hasn't really been in there. He is healthy. I think after the game that I played in this video, so he'll be getting some more minutes. We'll see what he can do. He and Marquise Chris will be playing about the same amount of minutes. Anyway, we're 7-9. I feel like playing the Atlanta Hawks. Speaking of centers, we're going to have to deal with DeAndre Ayton, who has not had all the opportunity in the world to really go off for these guys. He's technically second in scoring, but there's like 4 guys who are shooting a similar amount of shots there. His best game this season was against the Knicks, going for over 20 and 10. It'll be interesting to see how much of the offense really runs through him when we're playing Atlanta here. But between Tyson Chandler and Bender and Chris, and we don't have Robinson in this game, we could have some problems dealing with him. But if Atlanta wants to not give him the ball, which is a very possible thing in 2K for star players to not get the ball, then we might be okay anyway. But who knows? Atlanta sucks. We're not very good, but we're like respectable not good. They're like first pick in the draft not good. Here's DeAndre, and not realizing that he's allowed to shoot the ball in warm-ups. He finally figured it out. Good for him. And What's going to happen in this game? Well, Dennis Schroeder is already playing good defense on Beverly. This possession died out pretty quickly. I don't remember what the initial action was, but Michael Porter actually shows some ability to bail us out of a situation, which is something that a lot of teams really need, is that guy who can just create something out of nothing when the play breaks down, so that's good. And it seems that Devin Booker is going to have another bad game with me playing as him. It's just the curse at this point. When we get to the playoffs, whatever that may be, it might be this season, it might be 4 years from now, if I just simulate everything, we'll probably do better because Devin Booker will just play better, you know? There's DeAndre Ayton's rebounding on display for you. Showing all the rebounding chops, he's able to outmaneuver Tyson Chandler, finish around the basket. He didn't finish, he got fouled, but whatever. I believe Ayton's a solid free throw shooter. I need to go look that up. I probably should. But we'll just assume he's okay, but not great at the moment. Because I do know that as a shooter, he has some things going on. Not very good defense by Atlanta right there. You got to help. You got to switch. You got to go over the screen, under the screen. You got to do something. You got to commit to it, okay? We got DeAndre Ayton going towards the ball handler there. TJ Warren has some pretty okay abilities to get separation with the ball in his hands. Doesn't happen all the time, and I wouldn't ask him to run an offense like I am asking Devin Booker to do and like I'm hoping Michael Porter can do, but Warren's not bad nonetheless. Shout out to Swaggy P, or Uncle Nick. Is that what it is? I don't know. There was some new nickname for him. I'm sure Nick Young is enjoying the fact that he's probably going to win a championship this year playing like 12 minutes a game on the Warriors. Hey, look at that, a green release for Devin Booker. I knew I would get that eventually. I suggested changing his release timing in the last video, but I actually forgot to do it. But maybe I'm just getting more acclimated to it, because it just felt a bit better on some of the jumpers that I took in this one with him. We're running an isolation for... Oh, it's TJ. I believe that's an Iverson cut. It's pretty close to it. Contested layup, but TJ's pretty okay. I did go too fast on that play. You are supposed to let everything clear out, but whatever. I did a Dion Waiters where I listened to the coach a little bit, but then I kind of took things into my own hands, and it could have gotten bad, but it worked out, so whatever. I don't remember what I'm doing on this play. I believe this is a Spain pick and roll for Michael Porter, and the defense was, I mean, it wasn't like awful. Darren Collison had the effort going to the basket, but it wasn't exactly there. How does Atlanta have 12 points on 3 baskets? Have they only made threes and then they got free throws? I think that's exactly what happened, actually. Threes and free throws. Oh my god, I can't talk. Threes and free throws. The model of 2018. Josh Jackson playing small ball 4, getting mixed up down low. He is pretty okay at being around the basket, going against opposing 4s, and not just like getting out physicaled all the time. Whenever Troy Daniels comes into the game, good things happen. Unless you ask him to play defense or dribble the ball or make a pass. But if you want him to shoot a 3-pointer, then you're good. Well, see, that possession there, Josh Jackson gave up an offensive rebound. I mean, that is the risk that we run when we have him, as well as Dragan Bender at the center position. You know, we can give up some extra boards. Pretty good move by Michael Porter Jr. Take a second look at it. He's showing us everything that we want out of him in this game, man. I mean, he bailed us out in the first possession of the game with a turnaround jumper, there, transition bucket. Josh Jackson doesn't know where to go. That possession died down. Atlanta played some quality defense there. But can the Hawks get their offense going? That's the question. Because it's been kind of rough for them putting the ball in the basket right now. If I was them, I would just roll with DeAndre and post it up on Bender, because I'm pretty sure Bender would not have a chance there. But good old 2K, man. You know what I've thought about doing? I've thought about going into every single team's playbook and erasing all the plays to like the players that shouldn't have plays called for them. I feel like it could make the game more realistic, but I don't know if I'm willing to put in that much time. Another 3-pointer for Devin Booker. This is beginning to get away for the Hawks. 17 points. But I believe they do something good. Nick Young, same spot, not the same result, but it's a good shot. How many rebounds is Devin Booker going to average in his prime? Like 5, 5.5? he'll probably be around 4 to 5 a game, I would say. I don't know if he'll have more than that just because he's not like an insane leaper and he's not super strong. But just from general effort and playing a lot of minutes, he can get a decent amount a game. The defense broke down on that one pretty bad. I think I messed up somewhere in the pick and roll coverage. I should go back and look, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to assume that I messed up, though. 16 points. Atlanta is kind of lingering around, I guess. They're not really, but I guess it's not a 30-point game. That's something. Hoorah. Mid-range play for TJ Warren. A pretty good shot that just didn't go in. But then Tyson Chandler, he still got it. He can still do a few things here and there. I would like to see him on a good team playing like less minutes because I think he actually could be pretty okay. Devin Booker in the corner, that's good. You know what? I'm calling it, okay? It's a 21-point game, middle of the third. Let's get the hell out of here, okay? We end up winning the game by an obscene amount of points. So now we need a way to end this video. So we're going to go back to the Kings game and look at this one cool play by TJ Warren in the last minute where it doesn't matter because the way he shifts his body is really cool looking. That's a nice layup. Anyway, I'm out.